Mike, we've got a drill sent in to us called Validate from Lucas Slabe, head coach at North Carolina State, also gold medal assistant winning coach from the Tokyo Games with the USA women. We're going to create two teams, put one team on each side of the net, and both teams are going to go to the same rotation. So what we see here, both teams are in their rotation 2, and they're going to stay in that rotation the entire game. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Score is 22-22, so we're replicating an end of game scenario, and we're going to play normal volleyball after that with just one exception. We'll talk about that exception now because you see the receiving team just sided out. They're going to go back to serve, but no team is going to rotate the entire game. So both teams are going to stay in rotation 2, get lots of row 2 reps. We'll talk about that also in just a second. Missed serves. We're going to see a missed serve here right now, and we're not going to call a missed serve a point. Instead, we're going to replace it with an easy serve from the coach. So, Mike, why do we not like to give points for missed serves?
Yeah, I think there's two ways to go about this. You can give points for missed serves and then add a bonus ball. They're not doing that here. They're going to not count the missed serve, and then they're going to actually serve a ball in that's in play and is counted by a coach. And I think the benefit here is you just get so many more reps if we're just keeping the game moving along. And so every missed serve here is not counted in the score, but immediately there's a coach that is following up with a serve into the court, and just pace of the drill and increasing reps is the reason why we would do that.
Then the other little twist we mentioned to this drill, both teams staying in the same rotation, so they're always in rotation 2. What do you like about that?
Yeah, lots of things, actually. I think knowing what rotations you're really good at or which rotations you're weak at is really important. There's a lot of opportunity there to improve specific rotations. So you could focus on specific rotations, or if you went through, 1 through 6, then you're simply getting a whole bunch of reps, blocked up into certain rotations. And so just gives you an opportunity to get a ton of reps within each rotation, optimize serve receive formats, all of those types of things. And like I said, if you have weak rotations, you could certainly play that rotation more than one time if you wanted to. But just a lot of good reps in each rotation.
We're going to play to 25, win by 2, no cap. So we see right here the winning team just scored the 25th point. And then the reason this drill is called Validate is because the team that just won, the team that just scored their 25th point, needs to validate their win by scoring one more first ball kill. And of course, we know how important first ball kills are in this sport.
Yep. And Luca loves this drill. It puts some pressure on that team that's trying to get out of that rotation or win that rotation. And then, of course, if they don't get that first ball kill, then he's going to send another ball in, and the team that's trying to validate the point has to kill that ball with that same attacker in order to validate that win. And so it's a nice way to put pressure on a certain hitter at the end of a set, or in this case, at the end of a rotation in practice. And we love this format. Luca loves this format. It's one of his favorite drills. So give it a try.
Then the last thing we could talk about is, what is the value, Mike, in putting our athletes in 24, 23, 25, 25, 26, 25 scenarios in a practice like this?
Yeah, I mean, based on what I just said, I think the primary benefit of this activity is, we're practicing how to be great at the end of sets. And there's so many matches that you're going to find yourself 22-22, 23-23, regardless of if you're the underdog or you're the favorite team. And so it's just a focus on the end of sets, put some pressure on specific hitters, and ultimately you're getting a whole bunch of reps having to make plays in order to win the set or win the rotation. So I just like the idea of putting pressure on specific plays, specific hitters in practice, and certainly we're going to end up there in matches. And so I think that's the primary benefit of this activity.
You can play however many rotations you want. You can play for time. You can play to a certain amount of big points. You can play all 6 rotations, see which side wins, and that is Validate.